Good morning. Thank you. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Augusta, a progressive religious congregation. My name is Debbie Crane Campanella, and this is my first time as your worship host. Thank you. You're all so sweet. Thank you. Some of us are bringing our best selves to this space today, and some of us are bringing our struggling selves, including pieces we might be ashamed of. All of us are welcome here, and all of us are loved. Some of us already have open hearts, and some of us aren't quite there yet, because our hearts have gotten a little bit beat up this week and might have forgotten how to trust and open up. Your heart is welcome here, no matter how bruised. We welcome you amongst us. All of us are imperfect, but we're here to drop our defenses and trust that what happens in worship is powerful and life-giving. Together we affirm that this day and our being together can make each of us braver, more compassionate, and wiser than when we woke up this morning.
Since our representative from the board is joining us via Zoom this morning, it's a little easier for me to do at least the first bit here with y'all. I'd like to ask if we have any visitors here today. And if so, if you're willing and able, could you please rise and tell us your name so we can greet you?
I'm Peyton. I'm Morgan. And this is Esther.
Hi, y'all. Welcome. Anybody else?
I'm Tula, and my third visit here, I think, so
Hi, Tula.
I've not stood up before.
Thank you all for being so brave to say hello, and we're so glad you are here. You should find a blue card in the seat pocket in front of you. I don't have one up here. If somebody could wave that, and if you want to fill that out and leave it at the front table before you leave, we'd greatly appreciate that so that we can keep in touch with you and help you be more connected here with this community. We look forward to getting to know you, and we welcome you all. And now we'll take about 20 seconds here to get ready for Natalie to speak from the Zoom land.
Good morning. I'm Natalie Weiss, your secretary for the Board of Trustees, and here are our Sunday announcements. 2 pieces of good news. While masks are still required to be worn at all times inside the church, we will resume singing in the sanctuary today. Then after the service, coffee and tea will be served by our hardworking reopening team outside in the fountain area. The family ministry program is still short of adult helpers for the nursery and for RE classes. If we don't get volunteers, the programs can't be offered. Please contact Reverend Kim Miner if you can help, even if only occasionally. The social justice team will meet on Zoom today at 12:15, and the youth group will gather today at 4 p.m. in the family ministry wing. October newsletter submissions are due to the church office by noon on Monday. Romeo, Retired Old Men Eating Out, will be held on Tuesday at 11:45 a.m. at Bodega Ultima at Surrey Center. Please RSVP to Frank Dennison by Monday. Come join church members next Saturday, October 2nd, for the quarterly cleanup of our section of the Augusta Canal. All ages are welcome. Gloves and garbage bags will be provided. Please bring water and a hat. We'll gather at 10 o'clock at the Lake Olmsted Trailhead near the water fountain and bathrooms. For more information, contact Natalia Bowden. Feel free to bring a picnic lunch, and we can find a spot to share some time together at noon after the cleanup. The Blessing of the Animal service is next Sunday, October 3rd. All respectful and well-behaved pets on leashes or in cages are welcome, or you may bring a photo of your pet to be blessed. If you're planning to attend via Zoom, please submit an image of your pet to Jezebel Anat by Friday to be included in a slideshow. Include your name and theirs. A reminder that Reverend Nick has begun holding weekly office hours from 4 to 5:30 p.m. on Wednesdays and Fridays. You can arrange a meeting ahead of time or just show up, and Zoom is also an option. Finally, the UUCA October fundraiser will be a tailgate rummage sale on Saturday, October 23rd. Ruth Garrison, or Marika I think I spelled her name wrong, Bhattacharya, are seeking volunteers to help with various aspects of the sale, and sign-ups for seller parking spots are open until October 19th. Remember to take a look at the weekly e-announcements and the UUCA public calendar for details and contact information about upcoming events. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie. And I heard somebody say in here that worked out nicely. Natalie, we heard you loud and clear. So thank you so much. The chalice lighting today is "Come Into This Place" by Margaret Weiss. Come into this place with your whole self, the parts that are raw and exposed, the part that is beaming with joy, the part that is seeking the truth, the new, the possibility. Come into this place. Open your heart. Lay down your burden. Lift up your hope for something new to happen. Come into this place with fellow travelers on the journey. Some faces new and others familiar. And all welcome you here now, to this moment. As Natalie said, we are returning to congregational singing. So I invite you, we have the windows open and we're spaced, and I'd like to invite you to keep your masks on, which isn't the easiest way to sing, but it is what will protect us going forward for now. If you prefer to hum, if that's more comfortable for you, that's always an option. But the first hymn today is hymn number 108. And I ask you to rise in body or spirit if you'd like, and we'll get singing.
Thank Good morning, everyone. I am Margaret Tuck, representing the Pastoral Care team. This is a time in our service when we come together as a community to share the joys and sorrows of our recent times. We will start by recognising those. We send fond thoughts to all of you who are holding joys and sorrows in your hearts. Thank you.
Thank you all for sharing yourselves with us, your whole selves, both the joys and the sorrows. Barbara, I'm so sorry to hear about your roommate. Now is a time that we will read a story for all ages. And while our tech team gets the video for that up on the screen, I'm just going to vamp for a moment and talk about how normally we would invite folks who identify as children up to the front to join me, and I would have a little bit more of a one-on-one-ish kind of conversation with them. But because we're still in this time of COVID, I'm going to ask you all to just remain in your seats for now, and I'll still try to address you from there. And just let me know whenever you are ready to get the video going. It looks like we're almost there. So I have to read from here because I don't have my microphone. Today's story is by Peter H. Reynolds, entitled Be You. And no, it is not read by Mrs. Pust, it is read by Reverend Nick.
Story is Be You by Peter H. Reynolds, published by Orchard Books and imprint of
Again, Be You by Peter H. Reynolds. You were born to be so many things. Hopeful, spirited, open-minded, curious.
No matter where your
My wish for you, no matter where your journey leads, is for you to always be you.
ready to take that next step toward being
Be ready
an amazing human
to take that next step toward being an amazing human being.
every stone, ask every why, and keep
Be curious.
ever
Turn every stone, ask every why, and keep digging deeply.
adventurous.
Discover your own answers.
When you are ready, step
Be adventurous.
outside.
Live a big life. When you are ready, step outside your comfort zone. Bravely explore new paths and see where they lead you.
Kindred spirits, be with those
Be connected.
who feel like the
Find
real
kindred spirits. Be with those who make you feel like the real you.
Keep going, never
Be
stop.
persistent.
Keep
Keep going. Never stop.
Keep going.
Keep going. Never stop. Keep going. Never stop.
Be silly, be
Be
quirky,
different. Be silly. Be quirky. Be odd. Be unique. Be weird. Be colorful.
just
Be okay with being different. Be just the way you are.
be understanding. Help
Be
those
kind.
to be themselves.
Be understanding. Help those around you to be themselves.
More about
Listen.
who they are.
Then listen some more. Learn more about who they are.
Please take a deep
Be brave.
plunge forward.
Try new things. Take a deep breath and plunge forward into new experiences. It gets easier every time you try.
Your own thinker.
Be your own thinker.
At your own
Think for
unique
yourself and set your own unique course. It isn't always easy, but you'll be heading in the direction of you.
Be okay being alone.
Be okay being alone.
To be on
Take
your
time to be on your own. Hear your own thoughts, your inner voice. Listen to your heart.
Be patient.
Be patient.
You
This one's for me. Be patient. Being more you takes time. Take a deep breath, relax, let your future unfold at its own pace. It will be worth the wait.
A helping hand, a compassionate
Be okay reaching out for help.
word.
When you need a helping hand, a compassionate ear, an encouraging word, reach out.
Out into the world. Remember
As you voyage out into the world, remember,
always.
no matter what, you, all of you, will always be loved.
Be you.
You are ready, so go ahead, be you. Be very, very you. And now we'll sing our folks who identify as children out into their faith formation classes.
As you go, may joy surround you. As you go, as you lose, as our love is with you always. As you go, as you go.
This is the time in our service where we really take a moment to reconnect with our bodies, with the moment, with the ground, with all the things that we're feeling, all the joys, all the sorrows, in this time for prayer and meditation. Feel free to close your eyes if you'd like, or bow your head, whatever helps you feel most comfortable and most at one with now. Spirit of life and love and connection and interdependent web of existence of which we are each a part. First, I say thank you. Thank you for the opportunity for us to come together today as a community, to love one another, to support one another, to give each other all that we need to get through this often difficult life. A life that has many joys. The ability to sing together once again, for me, is a tremendous joy, for which I am very grateful. The ability to break bread and drink coffee and tea with each other after the service, again, I'm very, very grateful. I'm looking forward to that time of community. And yet there are moments, many, many moments these days, it seems, that are full of grief, full of sorrow, full of melancholy. Just last night, there's a serious train derailment in Montana. This week, another mass shooting very close to us in Tennessee. Continued pushback against vaccination process to help us all be more protected. COVID itself is something that weighs heavily on me, and I know it weighs heavily on many of us. And I want to name that grief. There is so much in my life and in many of our lives that holds so much grace and joy for us. And I hope that even if we are comfortable in our own lives, that we never forget that there may be those who don't have access to that same comfort, that same privilege. Always remember that as we are ourselves, may we always remember that as we are ourselves, that we are also interdependently connected to everyone else. May that be a source of joy, even in the midst of so much heaviness, so much grief. May we never take that grief for granted or lightly. May we continue to love each other and ourselves into being a whole, holy self. May it be so.
Thank you, Reverend Nick. It was beautiful. An invitation to generosity. One of the purposes of this congregation is to encourage all who gather together to grow more generous in spirit and in action, and encourage acts of compassion. Next Friday is my birthday. Thank you. My age, I've got to celebrate everyone. Okay. To celebrate my birthday, in lieu of our usual special restaurant dinner, my husband, James Campanella, say hello, James, and I will be donating $150 to the worship team. We hope that many members and friends of UUCA will enjoy a special guest speaker some Sunday with us. We now take an offering that allows us to exercise that all-important generosity of spirit, an offering that will support this self-supporting church and its many ministries. The gifts of the congregation will be gratefully received.
May the ushers come forward, please.
May the ushers come forward. Thank you.
Before we start this next bit, and so-called sermon and antiphonal readings in your order of service, I just want to explain kind of what to expect. I thought in this month of possibility that today we would really lean into the possibility of you as an individual and all the many things that are limitlessly possible, both the joys and sorrows of our lives, never laying aside one piece to experience the other piece, to experience them all together. And I thought that there were some poets out there that could do a much better job of doing that than me. So I'm happy to share this sermon and antiphonal readings with you along with Cheryl Martin and Debbie Campanella.
A Riff by Reverend Dr. Mark Morrison Reed. I came as rain, a droplet from the sky, splashing, returning to sisters and brothers. A trickle, then a rivulet, a cascading stream following the course of least resistance. Pond, rapids, lake, river, growing deep and powerful, placid and powerful, flowing into the ocean, and a silence that is not an end. I came as a cloud, shading those I loved, dew that glistened and evaporated, tears coursing down, waters of joy and gratitude. Life's precipitation can't be captured or contained, only kissed.
An excerpt from The Sea Moves Always by Carl Sandburg. The sea moves always. The wind moves always. They want, and there is no end to their wanting. What they sing is the song of the people. Humans will never arrive. Humans will be always on the way. It is written, they shall rest, but not for long. The sea and the wind tell them they shall be lonely, meet love, be shaken with struggle, and go on wanting.
May your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing away the light and softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the light. May life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing away the night, and softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night.
Ain't That Bad by Maya Angelou. Dancing the funky chicken, eating ribs and tips, digging all the latest sound, and drinking gin and sips. Putting down that do-rag, tighten up my fro, wrapping up in blackness, don't I shine and glow. Hearing Stevie Wonder cooking beans and rice. Going to the opera, checking out Leontyne Price. Get down, Jesse Jackson. Dance on, Alvin Ailey. Talk, Miss Barbara Jordan. Groove, Miss Pearlie Bailey. Now ain't they bad, and ain't they black, and ain't they black, and ain't they bad, and ain't they bad, and ain't they black, and ain't they fine. Black like the hour of the night, when your love turns and wriggles close to your side. Black as the earth which has given birth to nations, and when all else is gone will abide. Bad as a storm that leaps raging from the heavens, bringing the welcome rain. Bad as the sun burning orange hot at midday, lifting the waters again. Arthur Ashe on the tennis court, Muhammad Ali in the ring, Andre Watts and Andrew Young, black men doing their thing, dressing in purples and pinks and greens, exotic as rum and cokes, living our lives with flash and style. Ain't we colorful folks? Now ain't we bad, and ain't we black, and ain't we black, and ain't we bad? Ain't we bad, and ain't we black, and ain't we fine?
I Dwell in Possibility by Emily Dickinson. I dwell in possibility, a fairer house than prose, more numerous of windows, superior for doors, of chambers as cedars, impregnable of eye, and for an everlasting roof, the gambrels of the sky. Of visitors, the fairest, for occupation, this, the spreading wide of my narrow hands to gather paradise.
I Am Possibility by Becky Bozen. I am possibility taken under wing. Growing roots, I raise my voice, lifted up, I sing.
I am hope unlimited, purple morning sky, youthful sparrow learns to soar. Gliding now, I fly. I am faithful promise, winter into spring, tended seeds yield summer gifts, planted here, I sing.
Ascending toward the clouds.
Ascending toward the clouds,
Ascending toward the clouds.
then back to the ground.
I am possibility. I am faithful sound, a joyful noise forevermore, echoing abound. I am faithful sound. Song of the Universe by the Reverend Manish K. Mishra Marzetti. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. Listen carefully. Can you still hear the song? The one sung for you when you were born? The sun sung by a cosmos in motion, rejoicing at your life. You, the result. You, the outcome. You, the celebration. Listen carefully. Can you still hear it? A song of possibility. A reminder that we still have time to be who and what we need to be. Listen carefully. The vast expanse echoes a recognition that it's not always easy. Possibilities can be hard to pursue. Roads not taken, wrong turns, destinations that disappoint. Through this, the song persists. The universe sings no less because time and space wear us thin. The music calls us to recognize our limitations, to recognize that the song is best sung with others. Here in community, bringing alive that most primordial and original impulse, the desire to sing to the universe who we are, to celebrate and share our lives with others.
Each child that's born, a morning star rises that sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises that sings to the universe who we are. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandmother's dreaming. We are the breath of our ancestors and from the spirits of God. We are brothers of our religion, fathers of time. We are daughters of dust and the sons of great visions, fair sisters of mercy and brothers of love. We are mothers of life and builders of nations, bringers of truth and keepers of faith. We are makers of peace and the wisdom of ages. We are grandmother's prayers. We are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the spirit of God. We are mothers and fathers of God.
So open at 1051. Open at 1051 if you'd like. Don't worry about that. They're not quite right. 1051. We'll just keep singing. It's in the teal hymnal. 1051 of the teal hymnal.
Mothers and courage and fathers of time. We are daughters of dust and the sons of great vision, sisters of mercy and brothers of love. We are lovers of life and the builders of nations. We are seekers of truth and keepers of faith. We are makers of peace and the wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the spirit of God. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are.
And we certainly are people that have to adapt constantly. Today's benediction and words to extinguish the chalice are by the Reverend Dr. Michael A. Schuler. An ending or merely prelude to more glorious beginnings? We have reached the end of this time for the gathering of memory and for letting the imagination play with future possibilities. We have enjoyed magic moments and edified each other. Shall it be concluded then? Or will this adventure, now commenced, continue? Our separate paths converging, meeting, merging in the unending quest for love more perfect. The joyous struggle for meaning more sufficient and life more abundant. Is this ending to be an ending, or merely prelude to a new, more glorious beginnings? I pose the question. In your heart lies the answer.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the land, giving life the shape of justice. Roots only grows, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.